Excuse me, could you tell me how to get to Central Park? Sure, go straight for 2 blocks and turn left. You can't miss it. Is there a bike rental shop nearby? Yes, there's one just around the corner on Main Street. What's the best route for cycling to the Statue of Liberty? I'd recommend taking the waterfront path. It's scenic and safe for cyclists. Are there any bike-friendly cafes in this area? Absolutely. The Green Bean Cafe on 5th Avenue has a great bike parking area. How long does it take to cycle to Times Square from here? It's about a 20-minute ride, depending on traffic. Is it safe to cycle on Broadway? It can be busy, but there are dedicated bike lanes. Just be cautious. Where can I find a map of the city's bike routes? The Tourist Information Center on Park Avenue has free cycling maps. Are there any scenic routes you'd recommend for a leisurely ride? The Riverside Park Trail offers beautiful views of the Hudson River. Is it allowed to take bikes on the subway? Yes, but avoid rush hours and use designated areas in the cars. Where's the nearest bike repair shop? There's a good one called Wheel Fix-It on Oak Street, about 5 minutes from here. Are there any guided bike tours of the city? Yes, City Cycles offers daily tours starting from Union Square. What's the etiquette for cycling in pedestrian areas? It's best to dismount and walk your bike in crowded pedestrian zones. Is there a bike share program in this city? Yes, look for the blue city bike stations throughout the downtown area. How steep is the hill leading to the art museum? It's quite a climb. Many cyclists prefer to walk their bikes up that stretch. Pause for 2 seconds. Are helmets required by law here? They're not mandatory for adults, but they're strongly recommended for safety. What's the most cyclist-friendly neighborhood? The East Village has lots of bike lanes and cyclist-friendly businesses. Is it possible to cycle across the Brooklyn Bridge? Yes, there's a dedicated pedestrian and cyclist path on the bridge. Where can I find information about local cycling events? Check out the bulletin board at the Community Center on Elm Street. Are there any areas I should avoid cycling at night? It's best to stick to well-lit main roads after dark for safety. How far is it to cycle to the beach? It's about 5 miles to Sunny Beach from the city center. It's for 2 seconds. Is there a good place to watch the sunset while cycling? The Hilltop Park offers a great vantage point for sunsets. Are there any cycling clubs for tourists? The Visitors on Wheels Club meets every Saturday at Central Square. What's the speed limit for cyclists in the park? The posted limit is 10 miles per hour in most park areas. Where can I find a water fountain to refill my bottle? There's a public fountain near the entrance of Riverside Park. Are there any interesting historical sites along the bike routes? The Old Town Bike Trail passes by several colonial-era buildings. Is it possible to take a ferry with my bike to the islands? Yes, the Harbor Ferry allows bikes for a small additional fee. Where's the best place to watch street performers while on a bike break? Washington Square is known for its diverse street performances. Are there any bike-themed restaurants in the city? Try the Rusty Spoke on 3rd Avenue. It's a cyclist-themed diner. How can I join a group ride as a visitor? The local bike shop on Main Street organizes weekly group rides open to all. What's the most challenging cycling route in the area? The Mountain View Trail is quite demanding, but offers spectacular views. Is there a good spot for a picnic accessible by bike? Meadow Park has nice picnic areas and is easily reached by bike paths. Where can I find information about bike races in the city? The Sports Center on 7th Avenue has a bulletin board with race information. Are there any bike-friendly movie theaters? The Starlight Cinema on Maple Street has a secure bike parking area. What's the best time to avoid heavy traffic while cycling? Early morning, before 7 a.m., is usually the quietest time on the roads. Is there a cycling track for speed training? The Velodrome in Sportsville, just outside the city, is open to the public. Where can I find a bike-friendly hotel? The Green Wheel Inn on River Street caters specifically to cyclists. Are there any scenic routes that showcase the city's architecture? The Downtown Heritage Trail passes by many of our historic buildings. Is it possible to cycle to the nearby vineyards? Yes, the Wine Country Trail is a popular route for cyclists. Where's the best ice cream shop accessible by bike path? Scoops and Spokes on Beach Avenue is right on the coastal bike trail. Are there any night cycling events in the city? The monthly Moonlight Ride starts from City Hall Square. What's the rule about cycling on sidewalks? Cycling on sidewalks is generally not allowed in the downtown area. Is there a good bike shop for high-end road bikes? Premium Pedals on King Street specializes in high-performance bikes. Where can I find a flat, easy route for beginners? The Lakeside Loop is very flat and ideal for novice cyclists. Are there any covered bike paths for rainy days? The Tunnel Trail offers a partially covered route through the old railway tunnel. What's the most popular post-ride meetup spot for cyclists? Many cyclists gather at the Gear and Beer pub after their rides. Is there a bike wash station in the city? There's a free bike wash facility at the entrance of Mountain Trail Park. Where can I learn about the city's cycling history? The Transport Museum has an excellent exhibit on local cycling history. Are there any charity cycling events coming up? The annual Ride for Hope fundraiser is next month, starting in Central Square. What's the rule about carrying passengers on bikes? It's only allowed if you have a properly installed passenger seat. Is there a good spot to watch the sunrise from my bike? Eastview Point is popular among cyclists for early morning rides and sunrises.